I cannot stand Mr. Baseball.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I knew it.
Here we go.
Yeah, I tried to throw a little bit back.
Love that logo, love that jersey, love that color scheme, everything about it. All right, welcome back for the second half. Now that we've gotten the life discussion out of the way, let's get on to even more depressing news. Because we're all about smiles this week. The A's are officially leaving Oakland, and Oakland is now, well, they will be after 2024 without a team. And even that's up in the air. I don't know if you heard this. So Oakland is going to be losing the Athletics, right? But the stadium in Vegas will not be ready until 2028.
Okay.
So the Las Vegas Athletics could play in a minor league stadium in Las Vegas. They could play in San Francisco when the Giants aren't in town. Or, get this shit, they might still play in Oakland anyway. Legitimately true. Legitimately true. They might still end up playing in Oakland.
Despite leaving Oakland.
Exactly. How stupid is that?
Yeah. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Yeah, we're leaving, but yet you're gonna let us play in your city for a couple more years, and we'll go from there.
It's like, oh yeah, mom and dad, I'm gonna rent an apartment, but I'm gonna stay here 5 nights a week.
Oakland just has the worst luck with teams.
In the recent past, yeah, because they lost the Raiders. They just lost
the Warriors too.
The Warriors, and now they're losing the Athletics. The Athletics, though, if I'm going to be totally honest, and this might be a little insensitive to A's fans, the Athletics, though, have had a bit of a vagabond gypsy history. They were in Philadelphia. They won World Series as the Philadelphia Athletics of the American League. They moved to Kansas City as the Kansas City Athletics. And then in the 70s, they came to Oakland. They were the Oakland Athletics.
68.
I'm sorry, 68. They went to Oakland to become the Oakland Athletics. Thank you for correcting me. And now they're moving to Las Vegas. This isn't a team.
So they've been around. They've
been in various cities over the course of their franchise history.
Well, they're just moving across, I guess, and then moving back towards, what, they're going to try to go back to the East Coast, just moving city by city?
They could.
At this rate, they are. I mean,
well, not in our lifetime, but...
No, but still, I mean, think about it. They were in Philadelphia on the East Coast, then they went to Kansas City, then they went to Oakland, and then now they're going to Vegas. So it's like they're moving back towards the West Coast. Like, what the hell? I mean,
don't get me wrong. Those fans love the A's, and they wanted to keep the A's in Oakland. But the team's history is one of they move around sometimes.
Stumped, yeah.
So it's not unheard of that the A's are going to move to a new city, and I think they are going to be the first team to have the same name in 4 different cities.
Well, the funny thing is, though, they're not like it's a team of no success at all. It's not like they don't have any success at all in general. I mean, they have 9 World Series total, 15 AL pennants, 17 West Coast divisions, and 4 wildcard berths.
It's almost like you're saying that maybe the front office kind of killed the franchise there in Oakland.
Huh. Where have we seen this before?
Well, we've seen it many places. The Pirates are still dealing with it. The O's are successful in spite of it, which, again, I'm very happy about the season the O's had because O's fans deserved that season, especially those diehards that were still going up to the stadium when they couldn't draw flies to shit.
That's a great analogy on that one.
Well,
Yeah, no, you're right, though. You're right 100% on that one. Well, I mean, it's just what is it about Oakland itself that cannot keep a team? What is it about them that they just cannot keep a team?
well, okay, let me put it this way: is it Oakland being the problem, or is
and
it
not just baseball, and not just baseball, just in general, because of all the teams that they have lost thus far?
Well, again, is it Oakland or is it? And this is a hypothetical question. I'm not saying I have my thoughts on this. But now keep in mind, 2 of these teams have now left to go to Vegas. Vegas is the new sports destination, especially with the success that the Golden Knights have had.
Yes,
And especially now
success.
with the success at the box office that the Raiders are having. Las Vegas is now a legitimate sports city. Albeit a legitimate sports city in the smallest market for a sports team.
Yeah, but also you got to think about it too, though. How many people not just live there, but venture there in general? And that's easy. Hey, while we're here, let's go to a game. Hey, while we're here playing slots, let's go.
I spent so much money, I got free tickets. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So it could be like you said, but look what it can do. Look how many people draw to that, and that's where, in my opinion, makes it a market for that. Makes it I mean, hell, look how long the UFC has been fighting there.
Well,
look how
boxing.
And boxing, UFC and boxing. I mean, look how long they've been fighting
Boxing's been going there since the 70s, back at the old Caesar's Palace. Heck, I'm a boxing nerd. A lot of people know that. Some people listening may not know that. I remember watching fights at the temporary outdoor venue at Caesar's Palace, which was a cool visual. It was a very cool visual. WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace at the outdoor venue, not a great show, but it was still but it was an outdoor venue and it was really cool looking on TV. Vegas is, but keep in mind, here's another reason why boxing and UFC did really well in Vegas. It was legal to bet on it there too.
Yeah, because Vegas is like the sole place of betting.
That's the same reason why boxing and MMA did really good in Atlantic City for a long time too, because they were the only games in town that you could bet on. So then people had a vested interest to go and watch whomever fight whomever because they didn't care about who was fighting. They cared about hitting their bet.
Oh, yeah. And also in Vegas in 91, there was an outdoor hockey game between the Rangers and the Kings.
Vegas has flirted with getting professional sports for the better part of 30-some years.
It's been a long time. And like you said, when Vegas came to, or not Vegas, when the Golden Knights came to Vegas, their first year, they went to the finals. Yes, they lost it to the Capitals, but a few years later, they ended up bringing home a cup. And then, like you said, the Raiders have been having success
at the box office.
So, yeah. So, I mean, at this point, what does the Athletics have to lose at this point? Will they be able to, though, follow suit?
Well, part of the reason the A's are leaving is because the ownership could not secure a new venue for the team in Oakland. I think they could have. I genuinely think they could have. I think the city of Oakland was willing to work with them. I think they wanted to move it. And their excuse is the city of Oakland didn't want to fund a team and fund a new venue. Las Vegas welcomed them with open arms and legs, so they came in.
Are you insinuating something here?
I'm just letting it marinate. That's all. I'm letting it marinate. I'm letting it soak for those of you who get that joke. There's probably 4 people listening who get that joke, and I already know 2 of those 4 who are going to get that joke.
Welcome back.
Shot out of a cannon. Anyway, I think in a new city that's welcoming them, I think this ownership is going to be more willing to spend money and make the team a contender. Whereas they didn't want to make the team a contender in Oakland to try and tank the team to get the team to be able to leave Oakland. Basically, they were playing Major League, the real game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. There's no, they weren't hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like it was subtle. It was
right
we're
there.
We're going to put out a shitty team and hope no one shows up. And it blew up in their face because fans showed up because they figured it out. And the fans were like, screw you, we want to keep our team. Sell the team. Get it to someone who cares. Well, it's not happening. The owners voted unanimously on it. Now, here's my thoughts on why Oakland has lost their teams. And I think it's because San Francisco's right there.
Yeah, the Giants, the 49ers, just to start with right off the bat.
Right, and those are, no offense to the Raiders, but the Niners have a better history of success. The Giants have been, they have I mean, they both the Giants and the A's have storied histories in MLB, but the Giants in the last 20 years, they've been talked about more than the A's, and they've been to the World Series much more recently than the A's. So yet again, San Francisco has had more success than Oakland teams.
Well, think of this though, Oakland, California and all that. You already have the Dodgers. You have the Angels.
Right, but that's different parts
Giants.
of the state. That'd be like,
yeah, but still though, it's still though with the success of
Well, I'm saying because Oakland
I'm just trying to think of a way to word this, and I'm
saying it because of the proximity of San Francisco to Oakland. I mean, it was called the Battle of the Bay in '89 for a reason.
Yeah,
they're literally separated by that. But I mean, I don't think it's fair to make a comparison to another team in that state just because. Yes, the Dodgers are very successful, but the Dodgers are in the National League. The Kings, not the Kings. The Lakers are very successful, but they're in a different part of the state. It'd be like comparing Pittsburgh to the Phils, or the Steelers to the Eagles. It doesn't. They still do, but I don't think it's not the same comparison of being like just to drive over a bridge away. And I think that gets lost on people. It's not a small population, but it's a small vicinity, miles-wise, to have 2 teams. And I think, especially a lot of young fans, they're going to gravitate to the team that is either more successful or is they're more visually aware of.
Well, any team, I mean, how many times have we seen it to where if a team's not successful, people won't show it, but as soon as the team becomes successful, they're going to have a packed house.
Literally the O's this past season. Not mad about it. I'm glad they're having success, but people showed up because they started to win. I mean, it happens with every team. I mean, the Yankees had, not for Yankees, for the Yankees, they didn't have great attendance this year. For other teams, it was great attendance, but for the Yankees, it wasn't because they put out a shoddy team. But that doesn't, again, and the difference here, the Yankees putting out a shoddy team, it wasn't because the GM or the owner was trying to tank the team. The team underperformed. There's a big difference between underperforming and just purposely trying to sabotage your team for the sake of being able to move to someplace better in your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying better. Like, I think it's better. I'm saying better in the eyes of the ownership because I don't want that hate on me.
I mean, it's just like saying like the Yankees are going to move. We know that will never, ever, ever happen. But that's what's basically.
Well, it almost did happen in the early 70s. There was talk of them moving to playing in a complex near the Meadowlands.
Still, they probably would still be called New York Yankees.
Or they could have been the New Jersey Yankees.
Didn't the New York Giants play in the Meadowlands?
Both New York football teams played at the Meadowlands.
Okay, again, New York.
And if you paid attention in the early Madden games from the Genesis era, the Giants were listed before they had the NFL.
Genesis games.
When they had just the NFLPA license and not the NFL license, the Giants were listed as New York and the Jets were listed as New Jersey.
I mean,
little video game tidbit there for you if you're listening. And I think that I'm not sure. I don't know if that was an ownership thing, like the ownership of the Jets were from New Jersey, whereas the ownership group for the Giants was from New York. Because they both played as a New York team, even though they both were playing in New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know what made that transition happen for that. That's a good one on that one. I have no idea.
That's another thing I miss about some of those old games is some of them just didn't have the league license. They had the Players Association license. So you'd have like the Philadelphia Wombats taking on the DC Dingleberries, and then it would have like the players listed, you know.
Well, that'd be kind of crappy.
I mean, we've already crossed numerous lines in this topic. So.
Oh, I know we have, and I'm shocked we haven't crossed more at this point. I'm kind of shocked at that one.
I honestly don't think these teams are leaving Oakland because the fans aren't there. I think the Oakland fans have proven time and time again to be very passionate. I think it's money. I think it's money that talks, and we'll build you. Like in the Golden State Warriors, they moved to San Francisco because they got a new arena built for them.
I mean,
the Raiders left Oakland because
money talks everything. Money does everything. I mean, so it's not like it's, we're going to do this out of kindness of our heart. No, we're going to build you something. We're going to pay you for, we're going to pay for everything. And at this rate, you get something free, you're not just going to say, oh, no, we're not going to do this.
Well, and that's, I mean, that goes to a whole bigger topic, and I have some opinions on that. And this is not the time nor the place for me to have that discussion. But, plus we gotta factor in that Oakland Coliseum is old by both Major League Baseball standards and NFL standards. And there was truthfully some lack of movement by the city of Oakland to fund a new stadium for both teams. I totally understand it. You only have so much capital, and some mayors don't want to tax their citizens for a new stadium when the owners have billions of dollars. I guess I am going down that road.
I was going to say, yeah, I guess we are. I mean, if
I have major issues with billionaire owners not ponying up the money to go towards the things they want to stay in the cities they want to supposedly stay in. It's all a show. It's all
apparently they don't want. And the thing is, though, apparently if they don't want to put it up, they don't want to then do it. They don't want to be there.
Right. And look, I can't fault. If I was a player, I don't know if I'd want to go into that old locker room and play in this cavernous, out-of-date stadium that it's the last of the donut stadiums, as they're called, to still exist. Because the multi-purpose stadium is a relic of the past.
Yeah. I mean, I just wish, though, like, some management, some owners want that team to stay, and they'll do whatever they need to do.
Right.
But apparently in this case, like you said, and I understand, like, like you said it before, with the city not wanting to tax for, putting up a new stadium, why can't the owners just say, hey, okay, we'll do this. We'll put it up because it's our team. But yet you have, I mean, I can understand if trying to find a new location for the team within the city.
And I think
there could be some issues because of space. It's not like they can tear down and then rebuild in a year? No, it's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah, there's logistical factors involved too, because Oakland, again, I think because of their proximity to San Francisco, it hurts.
Exactly.
But is there space for two stadiums in that city? I mean, the whole reason multi-purpose stadiums existed was to minimize the footprint of these stadiums.
And now it's almost needed to have multiple stadiums.
Yes and no.
To a certain point. It's always to a certain point.
Because I think baseball getting away from multi-purpose stadiums has helped the in-person aspect of the game. Because these stadiums are now being built specifically for good sight lines for the fan. There's no longer someone getting stuck behind a pole because they bought seat 36C in section X. Oh, what's the C for? Oh, yeah, great.
C for column.
Right, exactly. Like, multi-purpose stadiums weren't built with the best visual experience for either sport. It was just built for convenience.
Yeah. But like you said, now it's the stadium. Now to have multiple venues in one city to have that best viewing to get more people in. And if Oakland can't provide that, well.
So here's something that's really interesting, and I forget how we even got into it. But Jamie and I were talking about. I think she was watching a documentary about a soccer player. It was the David Beckham documentary on, I think, Max or at Netflix. I don't know. And she was asking me about association football in England, and my knowledge of it is rudimentary at best. But the amount of tiers of association football in England is like, it blows American minor league systems out of the water because there's that many tiers. And then with relegation and moving up and all that based on championships and stuff, that's a whole other thing onto itself. But in England, and now England as a nation is nowhere near the size of our country as a nation. There's easily a couple hundred stadiums for association football in that country, in small areas. And we're not talking like their minor league soccer stadiums hold like 20,000 people. So think of how many stadiums are in that country, in these cities. They have like multiple stadiums in one city just for soccer, and they can hold up to 50,000 people and as small as 5,000. The argument is there that why couldn't we have multiple stadiums in one city if London can have like 5 or 6? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then again, you have to compare what cities that have sport venues can fit inside London.
And that's a whole other thing onto itself.
You know.
But it was really interesting to like do the research because she asked me and I wanted to give her an answer.
Gotta love it.
Okay, so I have the tier system up. So check this out. There's 20 regional leagues. 20 regional leagues. Then there's another 14 regional leagues that are a step up from those 20. From those 14, it then breaks down to seven regional leagues that are the next level up from those.
Jeez.
Then there is 4 other leagues that are the next step up from that. And then you get into the National League North, the National League South. Then you go to the National League. Then you go to League 2, League 1, the Championship League, and then the EPL.
Good Lord. That's a lot.
And if I was really ambitious, I would do the math right now, and I don't want to.
I don't want to do the math right now, and I'm not even ambitious for any of it. Jeez. That's a lot.
Yeah. So just think like that blows all of our any minor league in America out of the water.
Well, like you said, think how many just are in baseball alone.
Yeah.
And then compared to that. Now, off topic, I had how many sports teams are in California up. And did you know the Sharks played in something called the Cow Palace?
Yes, the Cow Palace is a legendary arena
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Just the name of it, just Cow Palace. That's just hilarious to me. Don't know why, but it is. Yeah, no idea why. It's just there it is. Played in there for 2 years. The Sharks did.
The Cow Palace was the home of pro wrestling in San Francisco back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just funny, just the name of it in general, Cow Palace. Anywho.
All right,
Yeah,
so
who knows?
Because I had to look it up. I had to look it up.
Oh no.
There are approximately 2,000 clubs for soccer in the association system in England.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Wow.
The National League alone has 72 clubs.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is highly insane.
We talk about minor league pay for baseball and hockey. I would love to know what that looks like for English football. And I just got something in the chat for, you sent 20. Okay, got it. I'm like, oh no, don't tell me the recording like cut off and we're in extra time.
No.
Yeah, we really segued away from Oakland, but it just kind of went that way. Some of these guys are probably paying for English breakfast of blood sausage and baked beans on toast. And there goes all our English listeners because of that joke.
Listen, trying to look here.
Are you looking up the pay scale?
Trying to.
I don't think you need to do that.
You have me curious. Because all I'm getting is what player gets paid the best.
Well, now, damn it.
Hey, don't blame me. You're the one who brought this up. You're the one who, went down the rabbit hole in this one. And here we are.
Football Association salaries. Okay. Well, that doesn't give me anything. That doesn't work. All right. I'm giving up on this because it's going to be just way too much research at this point. And it's getting late. It's almost. Oh,
hold on.
Okay.
Here we go. Hold on.
Dave has found something.
That gets stuck in my head, and I can't sleep tonight. I'm blaming you.
What did you find? Well, I'll keep talking here while you're looking.
Apparently, for the Euro to US yearly, see here, Premier League players make an average of 240,000 per month.
Okay.
And if I did the conversion right to US,
England is the pound. England's no longer in the euro. That was that whole Brexit thing. This was them voting to get out of the euro, the European Union. So they're actually the pound again. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the conversion at this point.
We can do Chinese yen. I'm looking this up, though. It's going to bug the hell out of me.
Well, we can have the answer for the next episode because we're already going into We're going into injury time, sticking with the
but
soccer references.
I'm not even seeing like English pound or anything of pound or anything. It's just euro.
Well, the pound is a different symbol. Give me 1 second. I'll send you what it looks like. There you go.
Here we go. All right, so 24. As soon as you sent it to me is when I found it. So 240,000 is converted to just under 300,000.
That's not bad.
Per month.
Wish I was making that per month.
Yeah.
I wish I was making that per year. Who am I kidding?
At that point, yeah.
But yeah, Oakland has trouble keeping teams.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think it's Oakland. It's an Oakland issue. I think it's
a management problem.
There's opportunity to make money in other areas. I really think that's what it comes down to.
Well, what doesn't make money anymore? Everybody, money talks. Let's put it that way, and they'll go where the money is.
Right, and if you can field even a moderately competent team and sell out a stadium, that's something to consider. I mean, I can't fault the logic behind it, but unfortunately, there's passionate diehard fans that they're probably not going to support the team that moved away. And they're probably not going to support the team in the next city over. So you've just lost a viable audience that cares about the sport and the team.
And that's the thing you said right there, that cares about the sport, not just, hey, let's move to Vegas. Oh, we're here. Let's go watch the baseball game, or let's go watch a hockey game. Let's go watch a football game while we're here gambling, So it's like it's one of those things in my mind, and people can fight me on this if they want to. I don't care, because it's just something that we don't have out here on the East Coast with let's say Philadelphia or anything like that, where Vegas is a tourist attraction. So how many people are coming in like, oh, while we're here gambling and drinking our asses off, let's go watch a game. It's just one of those types of things. Is that the case on why is that the reason why of this? Because it's just going to be, oh, we're here, let's watch a game. And people will do it because they're there. Or are they actually passionate? Or are they actually passionate about their sports team?
There are people in that area who have been wanting to support a team that was nearby and within a drivable distance. So I have no doubt there are people who are passionate Golden Knights fans. I have no doubt there are people that are passionate Las Vegas Raiders fans. And I'm sure there'll be people who are passionate Las Vegas A's fans. And I think this is something, especially as a Phillies fan, never thought I'd be saying this in my lifetime, because of how previous ownerships were. We're spoiled by having an owner like John Middleton, who is absolutely willing to spend stupid money, as he has said before, to put out a team that the fans are going to support. Now, him spending stupid money doesn't. I mean, them gelling as a team, that's something on their own. Yeah, and that's part of the reason we as fans love that team. But we have an owner who's from the city, grew up a fan, and has the money to invest in the team. And not every sports franchise has that. A lot of sports franchises are owned by people who just want to wave their dick around and show how much money they have.
But the thing is, though, with Philly, they won a championship no matter what. No matter how you look at it, it's almost like a rebuilding process, even though sometimes it's not. A rebuilding process every year with new signings and new this and new that, because they want that title. They want that championship again. Whether it be any of the four major sports.
I mean, no offense. I want an owner who wants to win a championship. Who wants to have an owner who doesn't want to win a championship? You're in the wrong line of entertainment and sports if you don't want to win a championship, but you own a team.
Yeah, but he has the money for that, though, to be able to make it almost like a rebuilding process every year, but it's actually not a rebuild. Right. It's just
but what I'm saying
getting in good signings.
You have to have that kind of money just to own a team. So why
you have to?
Why wouldn't you invest and that's what it is. If you're a team owner, your investment in the team is success, because success is going to bring in more fans. So that means more concessions are going to be bought. That means more merchandise is going to be bought. That's going to be more ticket sales. If you are a billionaire sports team owner and you aren't investing money into your team, you're losing money, and you need to get the hell out, because you should not be owning a team. And again, maybe that's because I'm spoiled by John Middleton, but I think he's doing it right.
If you make the money from everything that you're doing, and to be able to sign the big names, to be able to have that shot at winning a title, and that's what the fans want. They want an ownership that wants that type of, I love this city, I love this sports team, I want a title, let's get this going.
And look at the teams that have been in the playoffs just in baseball, because that's just that just recently ended in the last month. Let's see here. The Astros ownership spends money to win. The Rangers in the offseason spent money to win. Who else was in the playoffs that got booted? The Dodgers spend money to win. Baltimore. You have to spend money. Well, but they weren't really spending money to win. Baltimore won in spite of their ownership. And that's because Baltimore has a ton of young, affordable talent. And that's another way to win, is building up your farm system. But you got to spend money to build up your farm system too. You're not spending as much as you're not spending $330 million for 13 years of money to build your farm system, but you're investing money. It's the teams that don't invest money that are left in the dust, and it is like that in every league, not just MLB. It's like that in the NHL. It's like that in the NFL, in the NBA. You know what teams don't invest money just by looking at the records. Look at the standings. The standings will tell you everything about an owner without even looking up the owner.
Agree, 100%.
But we're
Yeah.
well over 30 minutes at this point. We're probably into 40 minutes, so we are definitely in injury time. So let's wrap this up. Oakland fans, I feel bad for you. I do. I'm feeling for you because you fought to keep this team, and it was nothing but admirable. And unfortunately, it wasn't in your luck this time. Just don't take it on the players on the field because this isn't their
They
choice.
had no choice. They had no choice in this matter.
So with that is the end of the second half. Let's get into some plugs here. We already mentioned him earlier in our first period discussion. Go check out our friend Dave and his buddies Greg and Jake at the 2216 podcast. You can find that wherever you get your podcast. You can also check out the Other Ship. That is the pop culture podcast with a pro wrestling lean. You can find them wherever you get your podcasts as well. Both podcasts are big supporters of us, so we support them. That's what you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us for episode 78 of the Not Another Sports Podcast. It's late. I'm tired. The Mountain Dew is not working. You can find us online at facebook.com/notanothersportspodcast. I'm reading old ass notes. You can find us online at the Linktree account and the description of the episode, where I'm a month off and I'm rusty. That link will take you to our social media pages, like our Facebook page. It'll take you to our YouTube page where you can watch the NHL Hits videos that are getting rave reviews from the people who are watching them. And that can take you to our TeePublic store where you can get this absolutely nice and super comfortable NASPod parody shirt. And we are discussing doing more sports logo NASPod shirts. As soon as we have them up, we will let you know. But please reach out to us. I know you do because I get the messages. We love it. I love getting feedback from the listeners. It's the only way we can improve is if you reach out to us and talk to us.
Absolutely.
I appreciate every listener who's checked in while we were gone, just saying, "Hey, is everything okay? Missed the show, or when's your next one coming out? Are you guys doing all right?" That means the world to me. It means that we have listeners who care, and we started this just as an excuse to shoot the shit during COVID. So I love the fact that there are people invested in what we do and care about us. That means just a ton to me. I'm a sentimental guy though. You can find us online for streaming or download at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Pandora,
Everywhere.
Audible, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. We're live and in living color everywhere you can find us.
In living color.
Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. My name's Jason.
I'm David.
We'll talk with you next time.
Have a good one.